All for joining us here today. I wanted to hold this press conference at Karmel Mall to highlight our incredible Somali businesses housed here. We have an extraordinary entrepreneurs who have built amazing businesses. Karmel holds a special place in my heart, and I look forward to visiting every time I'm home. This is one of the places I recommend to visitors who come into our town because it showcases our vibrant Somali community. Karmel Mall is home to more than 100 small businesses, and the owners here have seen a significant decline in business since Trump's Operation Metro Surge began. Community members are afraid to go out as a result of the occupation in our city by ICE. Not only is the federal occupation hurting businesses, the president's reprehensible rhetoric has led right-wing grifters to show up here to terrorize our community. It is indefensible. Hurting small businesses is just the tip of the iceberg. Under the Trump administration's so-called Operation Metro Surge, constitutional rights are being trampled, families are being ripped apart, and fear is being weaponized to try to beat us into submission. Federal immigration agents are terrorizing our neighbors, stopping people of color, demanding papers, detaining U.S. citizens, and brutalizing Minnesotans in the name of public safety. But we know this is not about public safety or immigration enforcement. It is state-sanctioned violence and political retribution. What is unfolding in our state is not accidental. It is part of a coordinated effort to target Black and brown immigrant and Muslim communities through fear, racial profiling, and intimidation. This administration's immigration agenda is not about law enforcement. It is about making people feel they do not belong regardless of their citizen status or the law. But our communities shall not and will not be intimidated. In the face of violence, Minnesotans have organized, protected one another, and showed love instead of fear. Two incredible Minnesotans, Renee Good and Alex Preddy, were murdered for their willingness to stand up and protect their neighbors. Now our community is reeling from their murder that were entirely avoidable. No immigration enforcement agent should ever be allowed to act as a judge, jury, and executioner on our streets.
That's right.
We will continue to demand real accountability. I am grateful my colleagues who have shown immense moral clarity in this moment. I will end with this. We must all do more. Everyone here understands that. Voting no on DHS funding bill is the bare minimum. Backing the resolution to impeach Kristi Noem is the bare minimum. Holding law-breaking ICE agents legally accountable is the bare minimum. We must abolish ICE. This moment demands it. And next, I want to introduce my dear friend and colleague, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. He left office. Well, he was defeated. And Biden got elected. And for 4 years, it almost plummeted. Then he came back into office, and he reassumed his vitriol. And now, my death threats are the highest of the members of Congress. And last night, the man that attacked me was specifically upset that Trump's order to deport Somalis was not yielding enough deportations of Somalis. So he wanted to come get the person he thought was protecting the Somalis. Well, we are protected by the Constitution. Constitution.
That's right.
That's right.
We are protected by the Constitution. And so I do believe that the facts of the situation are that I wouldn't be where I am at today, having to pay for security, having the government to think about providing me security if Donald Trump wasn't in office and if he wasn't so obsessed with me. It is ironic that just last night he was on stage moments before I was attacked, talking about me. And then when asked about my attack, he said, I don't think about her. Does he not remember? Is he suffering from dementia? How do you spend 20, 30 minutes on stage obsessing over me by name multiple times, and then moments later say, Ilhan Omar? I don't think about her. So, hopefully that security-gayga ninkaas dhulka ula dhici lahayn gacanteeda way gaari lahayn. Marka nasiib uu leeyahay Yeah? Okay, thank you everyone.
What we want now!
An unspeakable crisis right now. And as we are seeing masked agents of chaos, murderers and child kidnappers come into our community and occupy us and steal and abduct our beloved neighbors, hundreds and hundreds of you are stepping up, and you are getting your whistles and you're getting trained, and you're showing up every day to make sure that not one more family gets taken from us. Not one more family gets stolen from us. In this moment, thousands of families in the Twin Cities and across our state are sheltering at home because the choice in front of them is whether they're going to lose their life or they're going to lose their home come Sunday, February 1st. There are two things every single person can do right now. First, you can organize. If you don't live in Minneapolis, if you are not under occupation right now, people like Tom Homan and Kristi Noem are not going to stop here. They may be coming to your city next. You need to get organized. Get to know your neighbors. Figure out how you are going to keep families together. This is the most important task in front of us right now. The second thing every person can do is join Southsiders in calling our governor, Tim Walz, former vice presidential candidate, to enact an eviction moratorium right now to help keep families together, help keep families in their homes. I'm really grateful to Congresswoman Omar and Congresswoman Presley for their work in Washington to rein in this out-of-control murder.
Up to this incursion at the Whipple Federal Building to say to President Trump and Attorney General Bondi, if you want to take these 22, you have to come and take the other tens of thousands of us who are mobilized in this moment. Rampant abuses and violations of civil rights that happen literally every few minutes in our city. My name is Aisha Gomez. I serve as the state representative for District 62A. We're in District 62A now, and as Senator Fata pointed out, we both represent the area where Renee Good was murdered and where Alex Preddy was murdered. Today is day 58 of the invasion of our city and our state by masked secret police acting on behalf of a totalitarian, authoritarian regime on the march. Yesterday, 22 neighbors were charged by complaint in federal court with resisting or impeding ICE. This morning, more than a dozen of them turned themselves in, had a hearing, and are now released. Attorney General Bondi tweeted out their names, and photographs of them, inviting vile right-wing harassment of these neighbors. We know what this is. This is an attempt by an administration that is losing the narrative war to smear our neighbors who are engaged in constitutionally protected activities and to intimidate the 100,000 plus Minnesotans who have showed up in negative 20-degree weather, who are showing up to defend their communities, who are being disappeared off the streets of our
leaders to do is that, number one, do not fund the DHS bill, to impeach Kristi Noem, to abolish ICE, and for our governor to enact a moratorium on evictions. And so with that, I want to thank you all, and I'll pass it off to my sister, Representative Ayesha Gomez. Floyd, the recovery from being one of the hardest hit districts from COVID-19 pandemic. It's the district in which both Renee Good and Alex Purdy has been murdered at the hands of federal ICE agents. In response to that, we've seen that our neighbors have stood up. Our neighborhoods have formed response groups.
Who is as incompetent as she is dangerous. She is a dangerous cocktail of authority, bigotry, and incompetence, and she must be impeached. You know, it has been incredible to be here in community today with people who are every day choosing community over chaos and over cruelty, people who are fighting in defense of the true values of this country and in defense of our neighbors. This moment requires accountability. To be clear, none of it has kept anyone safe because it has nothing to do with public safety. Not in Minnesota, not in Massachusetts. It has everything to do with power, with control, with intimidation and oppression. Earlier today, I met immigrants who make this country great.